I just want to say a special thank you to the boys from Texas Basketball Scouts for doing this for us, and then the people that are in Mexico that we first originally put this together for. Thank you guys for reaching out to us and selecting our organization to put this together for you. Our goal is to give you drills that you can do at home, things that you can practice, things you can do with a goal and without a goal. So everything we'll do today is going to be tailored without a goal, but you also will be able to do those things with. The first thing we're going to start off with is what's called our 60-second drill. You're going to dribble your basketball as fast as you can and just kind of guesstimate an area as big as a half-court circle. Now what you want to try to do is stay in that circle, but we want to make sure you're constantly moving. So you're going left, right, forward, backwards, so where we're constantly moving. We don't want to be stationary as you're doing the drill. You're going to dribble your basketball as fast as you can for 60 seconds, and the big thing is getting out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you mess up, that's great. That's what we want you to do in this drill. Our whole focus is being ball quick and getting your ball to move from A to B as quick as possible. So in doing that, a couple of things we want to do is maintain a low center of gravity and make sure that we keep our eyes up. We're never looking down at our basketball. We'll have Ileana and Nick demonstrate that drill for you now. Nick, we're going to have you start off with the weighted ball, and we'll alternate when we look. So if any guys are fortunate enough, if you have a weighted basketball, we're going to have Nick start off with that. Ileana start with his regular basketball. I want 60 seconds. Ready, go! And don't be afraid to mess up. How you come down on that basketball. Do as fast as you can for 60 seconds. Focus and keep your eyes up and not looking down. Now what we'll do is 3 sets of this drill. So what we'll do is give these guys about 30 to 45 seconds in between to catch their breath. And if you do your job during this drill, you're going to get your conditioning as well. If you're pushing yourself for the whole 60 seconds and you're giving 100%, you're going to get tired. If you don't, then you're not pushing yourself. But again, if you're giving 100% during this drill, fatigue will set in. And again, get out of your comfort zone and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your focus is a low center of gravity and never looking down the entire drill. Got 15 seconds and we're back up, gentlemen. In a second, guys, switch your basketballs out. Got 5 seconds and we're live. 3, 2, 1, go! Basketballs out there. This will be our last set. Then we'll take our last break here, going about for 30 to 45 seconds. This will be our last set of this drill, and then next what we'll do is go into a little bit more advanced stage of it. So as we go into this last drill, one of the big things you want to do as a player is pushing yourself. As we get to the last one, you want to kind of put in your mind that this is that fourth quarter or that overtime of that game, and where you're giving the maximum effort, and you kind of drill yourself and make it to where you're conditioning yourself to where you're able to give that extra push when you're in that situations. So for these guys right now, our scenario is, hey, this is that fourth quarter. Your overtime situation is our last one of this drill. Make sure you guys are pushing yourself and just give everything we have. Ready? Go! You're fine, you're messed up. Now you're talking, you'll be on your break. Go ahead and grab your basketball and then grab one of these. We'll go 2 ball. All right, the next drill that we're going to go into is the same drill that we just did. We're just going to advance this a little bit. So we're going into 2 basketballs, same thing for 60 seconds. Estimate an area big as a half-court circle, and you can do any move that you want to do. Get out of your comfort zone and push yourself. Same things apply, low center of gravity, and maintaining our vision. We're never looking down the entire 60 seconds. And again, if we do what we're supposed to do during this drill, we'll get your conditioning as well. You should be able to push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, and we're trying to get as many reps as possible, moving our basketball from A to B, and your focus is ball quick. So during that 60 seconds, everything we do is pounding that ball on the floor, getting from our left hand to our right, and right back to our left. 2 balls. Ready? Go! Nice thing about the drills that we are doing is being efficient with your time. There's a lot of ball handling drills you can do. They're time consuming. Basically what we're doing is getting our reps in 60 seconds by maximizing that time and giving maximum effort during that time. Instead of walking up and down the court, we're going full speed in a small area, focusing on ball quick. Purpose and reason why I keep stressing being ball quick is you don't have to be the fastest person in the gym or the fastest person with the basketball. There's a lot of guys that are quick and they're not fast with the basketball. In the game of basketball, what we have to be is fast with the ball. All I need is one quick move to be able to get separation from my defender or get to my defender's hip. So everything that we teach, or one of the big things we focus on, is being ball quick. Change of speeds, everything is in 100 miles an hour, slowing down, getting your defender off balance, and then going into full speed and able to get separation from your defender. Going through our second one here. Ready? Go! This will be our last set, kind of what we touched on and what we talked about earlier. As you go into your last set, you want to make sure that you're maximizing your effort, and this is your 4th quarter or going into your overtime. So as we go into this last set, make sure that you're giving 100%. And again, like we stressed or talked about, getting out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And if you do your job during this drill, fatigue is going to set in. All right, so we got our last set, gentlemen. Give you guys 10 more seconds. You guys need a water break. 5, 3, 2, 1. About 4 seconds. drink. Our next drill that we're going to do is going to go into a shooting form drill. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on shooting form. So what we're going to do is go over a couple key points that we want to put emphasis on. We're not going to go into a lot of the details of the shooting for time reasons. But what we do want to do is focus on some things that you can do again with or without a goal. And one of the first things we're going to do is what we call a timing drill. So in your timing drill, all you're really working on is muscle memory. One of the things that we're also going to work on is keeping our guide hand off of the basketball. Now, of course, when you shoot in a game, you're going to have your guide hand on the basketball, but we want to make it a habit and also a teaching point of learning how to use our fingertips and getting a sense of touch as the ball is coming off of our fingers and using our fingertips to shoot the basketball, not our shoulders, and making sure that we're not pushing coming off of our guide hand. Nick, Elian, get you guys grab your basketballs and we'll go into our timing. And let's put you in this elbow, and Elian will put you on this. Elian will put you on. So both guys, what we'll have them do is sit in a ready position. So they'll have their hips drop, guide hands on the side of the basketball. They're going to keep their elbow tucked in. They'll have their fingers spread. So 2 points that we'll focus on here for today on shooting is as we shoot, for a point of emphasis, what we do is we want every shot to be the same. Whether I'm shooting from the free throw line, my three, or my mid-range, I want consistent results. I have to have consistent form. So as we're shooting, I want full extension to where my elbow is going all the way because there's an imaginary line to the rim. Next, we're going to keep that line as it extends from that elbow to my middle finger and my index finger. So those fingers there and my elbow all go to the basket. So as we're shooting these shots in our timing drill, our focus is going to be full extension from that elbow, and then the follow through from our fingers, of our middle fingers and our index fingers as our last two fingers to touch the ball. What we'll do right now for the drill, guys, take your time and focus. Let's go 25 shots. So guide hand off the basketball. Let's make sure you jump on every shot. We'll get 25 shots. So as we shoot, we want to extend, hold our follow through. So you're going to exaggerate your follow through. Keep your follow through up until the ball hits the floor. Hold until you get a result. If you do a good job, that ball should come down back in front of us. We're not going to be running all over the place to get it. We want our ball back up and then back down in front of us. Next, you can see as Ilian's holding this basketball, he has his lines across. So that way you can see that this ball is rotating in the same way that he's shooting. If your ball is spinning all over the place, we know that we're doing something wrong as far as flicking our wrist, ball coming off of our thumb. Jump on every shot, look at the habit. Power starts from our legs. We establish our low center of gravity first, and everything comes from the bottom on the way to the Are they 25 for the program? Yeah. All right, next one, shuffle jumpers. Now we put our guide hand on the basketball. Both feet will start off together, and we're gonna go between the legs, and get your feet back to your square. Establish your center of gravity going into your shot. Let's go 25 shots. No, straight up. Between, square up shot. Between, square shot. Keep your center of gravity low, ball into your shot pocket, hold your follow. Make sure you get that edge in your shot, that time on every shot. Left, I'm shooting my left. We'll alternate whether each time starting with our right hand, next time starting with our left. You're good, Jimmy. So that's 25 of our shuffle jumpers. We'll kind of advance this a little bit now, and we'll go into the next stage. We're gonna go between the legs, behind the back, square up shot, and same thing still apply. Your center of gravity, you need to maintain that until we go into our point of release, meaning I stay low until I go into the shot of my basketball. One of the things we just make an emphasis of and make sure that you know is important is low man wins. So as I start off with my basketball and I want to make sure I get my legs into my shot, especially as the game gets later on, I don't want my legs are starting to get tired, I can't lose my center of gravity, and then I'm wondering why I'm shooting air balls or balls aren't getting to the rim. So this is a great drill for us to make a habit of maintaining our center of gravity until our point of release. So we're going between, behind, let's go 15 shots. Let's go. Again, as we mentioned earlier, every drill we've done here can be used on a goal or without a goal. So even our timing drill that we did with our guide hand off the ball, we do that in practice on a regular basis, where our guide hand's off the basketball and we're still shooting without that guide hand. Again, working on our sense of touch. Now, our next one we're gonna do is between the legs, double behind the back. We'll come off of that behind the back, go spin move and crossover. So your challenge as you come off of that behind the back is to catch your ball off of the bounce, take it, drop it, as soon as it hits the floor, go into your crossover, square up, and shoot. So again, between, behind, spin move, crossover. As you come off of behind the back, take your ball off of the bounce, drop, crossover, square up, shot. 10 shot. Our next drill that we have is we're going to go into defense. So big things I would like to focus on is deflections. If your hands are moving, typically your feet are going to stop and people are blowing by you as you're reaching. So what we try to do is focus on keeping our feet moving and our hands at the same time. Really tough to do. I think the player that I think was the best that I saw do it was Bruce Bowen. We try to focus on that technique and the way that he did it as far as teaching our kids. So as we go into this defensive drill, your focus are short and choppy steps. We don't want our feet crossing and we don't want our feet touching. A lot of times when defenders fall, it's not necessarily a good move, it's that they have bad footwork. If my feet are close together or too close together, I don't have balance. If my feet are too wide, I can slip. If my feet are crossing and they're touching, again, I'm off balance. So I want to try to keep my feet just a little bit wider than my shoulders, and I want to maintain that balance. And as I take my steps, I want to keep them wide as well. Now, next, our challenge is going to be is our center of gravity and keeping our arms nice and wide. A lot of times, defenders come and they play what we call gingerbread man defense, where they're standing here. Well, as you get older, and especially in today's game where everybody can shoot, if you're standing in this position, guys are shooting over you. Nick and Ilya, I'm going to have you guys line up here in the middle. First, we're going to go low and slow. So the drill we're going to do is defensive slides. So we're going to go from black line to black line. I'll have you guys face this way. Now you can face this way. And you can do this drill wherever, in your living room, driveway, whatever you need. Just guesstimate an area of space. We're going to low and slow, and the big thing they want to make a habit of is keeping their feet wide and keeping their hands moving at the same time as their feet. Now, lucky for you guys, because of time restraints, you guys won't have to do as much defense. Let's go 60 seconds, guys. Let's start off going to our right.
It's low.
Low and slow, hands and feet at the same time. All right, go. Touch the line. Now, if you're low enough, it's easy for you to get down to the floor. We're going to make sure we bend down at those hips. And again, your focus is feet and hands. Feet and hands. Keep everything moving at the same time. And that way we're getting deflections, not reaching and picking up fouls, getting deflections. Halfway there. 20 seconds. So you go from keeping your feet nice and wide, short and choppy steps, maintain your balance. Last 10 seconds. And stop. Guys, take a break. Now, typically we would recommend doing 3 sets of this drill. For time reasons, we're just going to do 1, and we'll go ahead and advance it to the next stage. So the next stage is the exact same drill that you did, but now going full speed. Your challenge for you young players is to go as fast as you can, but maintain control. We don't want to do this drill and now my feet are crossing, my feet are touching, and I'm losing my form and my technique. I want to go as fast as I can, but I still need to maintain my form and my technique. The more you practice, your form and your technique will get faster. Let's do the same drill, gentlemen. We're going full speed and make sure you touch the floor at each line. 60 seconds. Ready? Go. Keys now to make sure we're keeping those hands and feet at the same time. Last 10 seconds. And stop. Good job. All right, guys, if you need a drink, go ahead and do that. Next one we're going to go into are a couple of home workouts that you guys can do. And I would recommend you guys start doing these at least 5 days a week. One of the big changes that you have in today's basketball is just the physicality. Guys are just a lot bigger and stronger. Especially for you younger guys, you may not be of age to where you're able to lift weights yet, but there's things that you can do still at home to get stronger. One of the things we like to start our guys off with are push-ups on the basketball. That way it kind of incorporates one, you just having a ball in your hands all the time, and then also it's a little bit harder than your regular push-ups. So we'll take you through a couple series of push-ups that we do. Again, for time restraints, we'll be doing 3. We typically would do 3 sets of each of these. We'll keep everything down to 1, but you can do that in 3. And if you're not able to do it, say 3 sets, what you do is tailor it to where your strength is. So we're going to do sets of 10. If you're not able to do 10, what you can do is 5. If you're able to start at 5 and you're not able to get there yet, what you'll do is just do 3 and then work your way up. So again, if you're doing it every night you will get stronger. If you have to start for 3, you can start there. You'll eventually get to 5 and then work your way up to 10. Let's put you guys back at your same elbows. Let's go push-ups, right hand on the ball. Nick, you're a big boy. We'll have you do 10. Lilian, we'll have you do 5. All right, so we're right hand on the basketball. We're going push-ups. You're good. So knock them out. Nick doing 10, Leon's going 5. We'll knock those out and then we'll do the exact same thing with our left hand. Leon's going 5. We got Nick. Now again, like I said, we would typically do 3 sets with your right, 3 sets with your left is how we would do that workout with our guys at practice. Our next one is our toughest one. This is the one where you got to practice and get your strength up, especially you do. We're going push-ups with both hands on the basketball. We'll have Nick go 10, Ilian go 5. Challenge is get that chest down and push yourself on the way back up. You don't want to cheat. You want chest down, on the way back up. Good job. Next, one of the drills we do to work on our core, we call it side to side. I'm gonna have you guys go and sit down. Basically, they're gonna have a seat on the floor. They'll bring your knees up to their chest to where their feet off, and they're gonna rip their basketball outside of their hip. They wanna hit the floor every single time. Let's have you guys do 50 for right now. And ready, go. And every single time we rip our ball hit the floor, as fast as you can. As I mentioned again, every time, but we would do 3 sets of that as well. All right, folks, you put your basketballs up. Got a couple other push-ups, and we're almost done. Next one we're going to do is called shoulder touches. We're going to go down to the floor as we come back up. We'll touch our shoulder, down to the floor, come back up, and we'll touch our shoulder. Nick and I, I'm going to shoulder touches, so we'll go 10, and both of you should be able to do 10. We'll go down to the floor, and we'll touch our shoulders. Down, touch your shoulders, 1, down, touch your shoulder. Good job. Again, if you're not able to go 10, As we mentioned with you guys, you can go into 5. All right, now next one is another version of that same push-up. You guys can stretch out while I'm talking. I know your arms are probably getting a little tired. We're gonna do the exact same thing, but we're extending our arm forward. So we'll come out of our push-up position and then extend our arm forward, push-up position, extending our arm forward. Ilion will give you 6, Nicholas give you 10. Last one, gentlemen, y'all are done. All right, next, again, another version of our shoulder touches. We're gonna go basically in the push-up position. You wanna hold yourself in that position, and we're gonna go touching our shoulders as quick as we can. We'll do this one here. Let's go 60 seconds, fellas. Last one, you're done. We're basically in a push-up position. We're gonna make sure we keep our bodies even. We're gonna touch our shoulder with our we're gonna touch our left shoulder with our right hand, our right shoulder with our left hand. Ready, fellas? Go. Last one, you're done. Shoulder touches as quick as you can. Halfway there. We're almost fourth quarter, folks. Fourth quarter, you guys can work hard. Push, let's finish off. Halfway there. 25 seconds. Last 15. We're at 10. It's all downhill. 3, 2, and 1. I want to first thank Nick Sandbeck. Thank you for coming out, giving work, putting in for us. Ilion, thank you as well. We'll also make sure to thank Boris from Texas Basketball Scouts for coming out and providing the film for us to help us out to do this event. Thank everybody out in Mexico for selecting our organization to come out here today. You can find Texas Basketball Scouts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us on Facebook at Next Level Raiders, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at NL Raiders. Thank you guys again for picking us. Anybody in San Antonio area, we also have tryouts going on this entire month. There's no charge to try out. Thank you all again. Good job. Appreciate you.